Ladies and gentlemen of the YouTube world, what is poppin' and lockin' and what is droppin', baby? Welcome back to the series, back to the channel, and most specifically to this video. Now, today, we have a new episode of Grocery Haul and what I eat in a day for my weight loss and fitness journey. Yes. So, before we get into that though, I need to talk about my OMAD meal because that was a little dramatic. So, probably the first time in a long time, I've ordered DoorDash. And so there's a restaurant called Clean Eats and they have healthier-esque style food. So I decided to order that. It was a large bowl with shrimp, chicken, and a bunch of vegetables with some brown rice. No, sorry, it was potatoes, not rice. And then I ordered some gluten-free chicken nuggets with some broccoli and sweet potato fries. So all that was about 700 calories with about 80 grams of protein, I want to say. And when the delivery driver got here, he decided to accidentally drop my food all over the road. So I had to get a refund because I didn't feel like ordering it again and wait another hour. But thankfully before, there was one that I did order and that was basically a pound of salmon. So I had that. And I had some frozen french fries in the fridge. They weren't too bad in calories. So I had 3 servings of that. And then I had Nick's ice cream for dessert, which I will get into in a minute. But without further ado, I think let's go ahead and go over the grocery haul for the meal 1, meal 2, and for dessert. Excited to see you guys when everything comes out and I can show every single what I got. So for meal 1, we have something a little interesting. So I've actually made this before, but in 2 different variations. There was a blueberry pancake bowl and a marshmallow bread bowl. So this week, we're making chocolate bread, or chocolate cake, I should say. But let's go over what I got for that. My first ingredient, we have some Greek yogurt here. This is Kroger brands. It's actually really good macros. It's 90 calories with 13 grams of protein. For yogurt, pretty decent. So I think this is supposed to be mimicking Light and Fit's yogurt, but this is also a lot cheaper. I think one of these containers was less than $1. It's like 80 or 90 cents or something, but I do have 6 of these for 6 portions for the bread. Next, we got some eggs here. So this is gonna be a combination for meal 1 and meal 2. So meal 1, we're only gonna use 6 eggs. Meal 2, we're gonna use 12 eggs. And they're medium, are they medium? So, they're large eggs. How you can tell the difference between medium and is large eggs is 70 calories versus medium eggs are 60 calories. Little did you know. And of course, we had to go with egg whites as well. So egg whites with the egg yolks. Now this item, I was kind of regret buying, but I did need to add extra protein to this. So chocolate flavored protein powder, specifically double rich chocolate flavored protein powder. So I do have the marshmallow one, but we have to enhance our chocolate flavors a bit for our chocolate bread. So we got chocolate protein powder. So this next thing, I would consider this a health or a immune health hot chocolate mix. So we got this guy. Essentially all this really is, it's actually really low in calories. It's 40 calories per 11 grams. Weird that it's measured in grams versus tablespoons or whatever, but it's got really nothing regarding to calorie-wise or macro-wise besides fiber. It's actually 9 grams of fiber in it, but it also has like a crap ton of vitamins like vitamin D, vitamin A, C, E, potassium, magnesium, riboflavin, niacin. I don't even know if I'm pronouncing these right. Magnesium. So essentially, this is like a health chocolate mix. So we're gonna see how this tastes with our bread, but we also need to enhance our chocolate flavors too. So that's another reason why I got this. Next, we have chocolate chips. Specifically, these are Lily's. So Lily's makes the like artificial sweetenish chocolate. So this is dark chocolate. It's 50 calories per serving, but the entire bag is 18 servings. So just be cautious. But Lily's dark chocolate chips. Next, we have 0 sugar Hershey's chocolate sauce. 5 calories per serving, 32 servings for the entire container. So we'll be adding this to our cakes as well. But that's pretty much it for meal 1. And I will be showing you guys how I make that recipe as well. So without further ado, let's go over meal 2. One more thing I forgot. And that's Magic Spoon chocolate syrup as well. This is gonna be our topping after we put a chocolate sauce on our cakes. All right, so now we're going over meal two. Meal two is going to be super simple. It's a very whole food-esque style dinner. So we'll start off with the protein, which is, we have our wonderful mahi tuna. So this is on sale at Kroger. The entire bag, which is 6 fillets for $10, is really good. So I bought 2 bags of these. So I might eat interesting because it has 100 calories for 22 grams of protein. That's pretty good. So we're gonna be having 2 fillets of mahi tuna. For our vegetable, we're gonna be having broccolini, probably one of my favorite vegetables. If you don't like broccoli, broccolini is a step up. A little bit crunchier, but it's really good if you wrap bacon around it or whatever. But I love broccolini the way it is. So broccolini for our vegetable. And of course for our grain, we have white rice here, specifically jasmine rice. So we'll be having 3 servings of this. So it's just 3/4 cup of rice, 106 calories per serving with 3 grams of protein for our rice. And lastly, we had the eggs, like I mentioned before, but we're also gonna be mixing the eggs with a little bit of cottage cheese, specifically fat-free, just to increase our protein a little bit. But that's pretty much for meal 2. Let's go over for dessert. Lastly, for dessert, we got something super simple, already made. All we gotta do is open it and enjoy. That's ice cream. So specifically, this is Nick's ice cream. If you guys never heard or had this is very good ice cream for the macros. So specifically, this is the sea salt caramel, 310 calories with 9 grams of protein for the whole pint. Probably one of my favorite flavors, birthday cake, 320 calories with 10 grams of protein. And one I just found out recently that's super good, that's the cheesecake brownie. This one is 360 calories with 11 grams of protein. And also, I forgot to mention, the fibers on these are insane. 24 fiber for this one, 23 fiber for this one, and then 24 fiber for this guy. So these Nick's ice creams are really good. I prefer these over Halo Top. They preferably taste better. I think they have more variety of flavors. Well, Halo Top is more variety of flavors, but these are not certified gluten-free, but they do not contain wheat, which is really good. They're just manufactured as in the same plants with wheat. So if you're celiac, definitely stay away from these. But my intolerance can actually tolerate them, so we're good to go on that, guys. But these Nick's ice creams are absolutely phenomenal, and I highly recommend them if you're looking for a sweet treat, especially with the heat coming along too. Ice cream really helps with that. So, but that's pretty much it for the grocery haul, guys. So let's go over what I eat, as well as the chocolate cake dessert meal 1 making dish. See you guys then. So I was starting to start making this right, and I forgot probably the one ingredient that actually makes this a cake. That's the pancake mix, or flapjack and waffle mix to be specific. Gluten-free. So yeah, that's crazy. I can't believe I forgot that. Like literally one of the most important things to make this dish. So yay me. All right, so first thing you're gonna do is you're gonna get yourself a big mixing bowl here, and we'll be making 6 servings. So all the ingredients will be measured in to make 6 servings, of course. So you're gonna take your pancake mix. A serving of this is a 1/2 cup, and so you're gonna need 1.5 boxes of the flapjack mix. If I can open. So you're gonna pour 1.5 bags of pancake mix. All right, so once you get your pancake mix here, the next we're gonna be adding, actually we're gonna need a food scale. I'm gonna go ahead and add our Greek yogurt in here. I just buy these individual containers because they are pretty good for, you don't really have to measure anything. You can just kind of pour this in here. 6 self-serve containers of Greek yogurt into the bowl. So I would do, if you need to measure out everything, then of course I would put the scale out, but for the Greek yogurts, just scoop and serve. So I'm gonna go ahead and get all these guys in here, and I'll be back with the next steps. Yeah, this reminds me, as I'm doing this, I was at the grocery store, right? Tell me why there's no chocolate Greek yogurt yet. There's all this vanilla Greek yogurt, right? But I don't think I've ever seen chocolate flavored Greek yogurt before. Has anyone noticed that? There was all these kinds of different fruit kind. There was birthday cake. There's a bunch of the desserts like Boston cream pie, coffee. They have coffee flavored Greek yogurt. But maybe it was the Kroger I went to. Just didn't have it. I could not find any chocolate Greek yogurt, which honestly would help complete this. So if I'm gonna get this last guy in, then I'll be back with the next steps. So this was too heavy to measure. So we got another bowl here. Now we have egg whites. So we should be using a 3/4 of this whole entire container. So 25 calories, 5 grams of protein per serving, 32 ounces, or 900 something grams. So we'll take 900 as a good example. So should be about, so we'll need 24 ounces of egg whites. But it's a lot of egg whites. So 24.05, good enough. So we have all these egg whites, which kind of funny because it looks yellow in the container. So we're gonna go ahead and add the egg whites to our mixture here. Probably should have got a bigger bowl. I think we'll be okay. Funny enough, I actually had a bigger bowl before, but I have it's dirty now. So the next thing we're gonna do is we're gonna add the rest of our dry ingredients. So for protein powder, 3 scoops is all we need. Half a scoop per serving. This is a brand new container, so I have to open it up, scratch, and then usually it comes pre-scooped. So we'll just add 3 scoops of chocolate protein powder. And then for this guy, we're gonna need to measure 66 grams because there is 11 grams per serving. So we're gonna change this unit to grams. We're gonna add 66 grams. There we go. So we're gonna add a little sprinkle in here just because there might be more stuck to the bowl. But as you can see here, just kind of whip that guy out. Try to get as much as we can of it into here. So that's why I put a little bit more chocolate mixture in there. Because of that. So again, the reason why we're only at 11 grams per serving is because it has 9 grams of fiber and a bunch of stuff to it. So that's pretty much it. So the next thing we're gonna do is stir everything about. Our bowl's not that big, so we gotta be a little cautious, but... Oh, sorry, one more thing. I had a brown sugar sweetener. This one, because it's 0 calories, you can add as much as you want. I would usually do about half the bag. This is basically a brand new bag. I used a little bit of it for another recipe because I was out of the first bag. So now we're gonna mix. Now we're gonna mix everything together. But just be a little cautious because my bowl is not that big, and I honestly should have gotten a bigger bowl. But I got a whisk here, and then we're just gonna incorporate all the wet and dry ingredients together until we get a good cake-ish batter. So we're just gonna combine everything with the egg whites, the chocolate powders, the pancake mix, and then once more you mix it, they'll start incorporating a little bit more. So this is kind of a bad example because my bowl is really small. So I would recommend a bigger bowl than this if you do this. But as you can see here, it's all starting to incorporate together, which is exactly what we want. And I think a little bit later, and then you see a lot of these clumps in here too. Try your best to declumpize it. A good way to do that is just drag your egg beater or your whisk against the bowl. It'll help declog those. Make sure you get it onto the bottom and the sides too, just to get rid of all those extra dry bits. So I'm gonna go ahead and keep mixing this guy. I'll be back with the next steps. Realized, I don't know when, but halfway filming it, I think my camera tilted, so it recorded in horizontal versus vertical. So I'll have to figure that out once I change that. So the next thing we're gonna do is we got all of our mixture together. So we have a nice thick batter. That's exactly what we want. So I'm just gonna pour until it looks even. Probably do it sideways like that. In every single container. And of course we have our spatula to even it out once all the batter is incorporated. So a little bit of driplets, but that's fine. This looks like this guy keys a little bit more. And I'm just eyeballing all this. Make sure everything looks pretty even throughout. Scoop the rest. Take your spatula and just scoop. Get a couple scoopfuls elsewhere. I'm not being 100% precise on the measuring for each individual one. I'm just gonna pour it in there and give it my all. Of course, we can do this like I said, it's going to be messy. Look around. This guy could definitely use a lot more at the very end here. A little bit more over here. So that's pretty much it. We got all of our cakes loaded up. Look at that. Of course, there's a mess I got to clean up afterwards as well, but all part of the fun. Am I right? So next, we have Lily's semi-sweet chocolate chips. So I meant to get dark chocolate, but I guess I forgot them. So you're just going to grab a handful. You're going to sprinkle them across. You're just going to keep doing this to each individual ones until you run out of the chocolate chips. Try to sprinkle them as distant from each other as possible, so that way it'll evenly distribute. To be honest, I thought I picked up the dark chocolate. This is fine. We are okay. So you want to evenly distribute chocolate chips accordingly. And this will all melt, by the way, once you start baking it. And if it looks low right now, do not worry. It will rise once you bake it, because we have those egg whites in there. That's going to help us out with that. Boom. So, after that, we're going to go ahead and toss these guys into the oven, and we will get back once we start putting them in the oven. Alrighty, now, we got our cakes all ready to go into the oven. So, I preheated this guy to 375. What you're going to do is just put them in. So, I have them on a baking sheet too to help distribute, and then I have the one single one left. So put that guy in there. And then we're going to bake this guy for about 20 to 25 minutes. So one thing you want to look for these is make sure they're puffed up. The edges are starting to crust out of the container, and you want to see basically no liquidation on the top. Once you see that, then your cakes are good to go. So I'll catch you guys when that is finished. Ladies and gentlemen of the YouTube world, I don't know about you, but these guys are D-O to the N-E done. And then we got the last guy in here. So a great way you can tell, like I said, they start to puff up. I don't know why this one's so deformed, but they puff up. You can see the edges. So when they're done, you can tell the edges are more exposed. You can peel them back a little bit. And then the top is puffy and not liquidy at all. So we're gonna let these cool off for a little bit, and then we're gonna top them with what we have remaining. Catch you guys then. Ladies and gentlemen, we are completely finished with the cake portion of it. But what do we do with cakes? We decorate them. So for our garnishing, I have some Hershey's syrup. This is 0 sugar, the plastic wrapping, and then they have the little sealed top. That annoys me so much. So we're just gonna take the chocolate syrup. Oh, does it really? This, I hate when they do this. But it was also wrapped in plastic. God, it annoys me so much. It tastes exactly like, it's got a little bit of an artificial aftertaste, but it tastes pretty much exactly like it. So we're just gonna top, oh God, this comes out fast. We're just gonna top these guys out. Oh God, there we go, that's what we want. It just, the noise it was making and the color it comes out as is just, it's too fitting, but for the wrong reasons. But we're just gonna drizzle some of this right on top. And then I think you're supposed to put this in the fridge when you're done with it. And to make it even more chocolistic, ignore this one by the way, this one was a disaster looking thing. So we have Magic Spoon protein cereal, 13 grams with 140 calories. So we're just gonna sprinkle some on top. I just have a handful of it. Don't really need that much, just like that. Before I drop it over the floor, add even more chocolate to our chocolate cake. Find some that might need a little bit more like this one. Over here too. Yeah, and then pretty much done with the chocolate cake. Now you can use any kind of cereal you want. I just happened, Magic Spoon was literally the only chocolate cereal, protein fiber cereal that they had, so I had to use it. But ladies and gentlemen of the YouTube world, we are completely done with our chocolate cake. Look at that guy. Oh my goodness, that looks fantastic. I cannot wait to try this. Unfortunately, today is my OMAD day, so I cannot eat this. But for packaging purposes, I have these super nifty aluminum sheets that I'll just throw on top and packaging up these guys for my meal prep purposes. Now, these cakes, they last maybe about 4 days, but the more you let it sit in the fridge, the drier they'll get.
I think right out of the oven, these guys are really good. But they'll definitely start to dry out. Especially since I forgot to put eggs in here. It's just egg whites. And there's no fat in the Greek yogurt. But there's, I guess it's moist enough to where it did give it some kind of moisture. So that's honestly fine. But right out of the oven, these guys are probably like... I've actually never had these right out of the oven before because I always meal prep these. So I just use them for the next day. But... now, some of these containers you can get have lids on them, but I just use a sheet of aluminum foil, works just as fine. That's it for the cakes, making them. For meal 2 and for the dessert, I'm not going to be showing how to make them because it's really just cooking them normally. This is a little bit more steps to it, but I'm going to go ahead and put these in the fridge, and we'll go ahead and try these guys, and I'll give you guys my review on them. Oh, ladies and gentlemen of the YouTube world, dinner is done, and my goodness, look at this masterpiece, man. Oh, this looks exceptional, and I cannot wait to dig into this guy. So we have 2 fillets of mahi-mahi tuna, 3/4 cup of rice, scrambled eggs with cottage cheese, and roasted broccolini with a little bit of oil spray and some seasoning. And then on top of the mahi-mahi, I have Taste Flavor Co.'s teriyaki, as well as a gluten-free soy sauce. So, freshly cooked rice, soy sauce, always good. Cottage cheese eggs. Creamy and delicious. By the way, the secret to cooking nice creamy eggs is to cook them on low. Broccolini, one of my favorite vegetables of all time, absolutely divine. And last but not least, let's get some mahi-mahi tuna action up in there. So I think mahi-mahi is actually used all for tacos, if I'm not mistaken, but Kroger had the frozen fillets for sale. Very good protein source too. It's like 100 calories per fillet and like 22 grams of protein. Absolutely divine. And of course, wash it down with the 0 sugar Baja Blast to quench our thirst. That's it, ladies and gentlemen of the YouTube world. That is dinner. I'm gonna go ahead and put the macros up on the screen, and then we'll move on to dessert. See you guys then.
Ladies and gentlemen of the YouTube world, welcome to meal 1. So, we technically did meal 2 first, and a good reason for that is because meal 1, at least me recording it, took some time. So, I figured to go ahead and show you the aftermath of the creation of the chocolate cake. So, we got it wrapped in the tinfoil here, just unveiling it. So, this is what she came out to be. Fantastic as usual. Oh, this is the one where I glob the chocolate sauce on there. But I'd say without further ado, let's go ahead and dive in. So the cakes do start to get a little bit stale as you keep them in the fridge. So just be a little cautious if you do make these, that they do go a little stale. I think they're a little bit better heated up, but as you see, a little bit of the chocolate chip action in the cake itself. Get a little bit of that chocolate syrup in there to give it a little bit of that moisture, as well as a little bit of that cereal. This came out really good. So I'm gonna say, with that chocolate powder stuff, with all that nutrients, I guess, and so forth, it really gets your stomach going. So make sure when you do add that, do not add a lot. Because of the lack of fat, it can get super dry. So just remember that when you do eat this. But I think the taste is still there. Get a little bit moisturized, and of course the chocolate syrup always is a great touch. It's no sugar, it's pretty low in calories, but I'm gonna go ahead and throw the macros up, and then I'll catch you guys, I guess, more towards the end of the video. Thank you so much for tuning in. Make sure to comment, subscribe, and share, especially with the ones who are willing and wanting to start their fitness journey. Make sure to comment anything positive or negative. We're on the internet, so we gotta learn to take it. But ladies and gentlemen of the YouTube world, thank you so much for tuning in from the bottom of my heart. for taking your time to check out my channel and check out my journey. I'll be make sure to post so you guys enjoy the content. Stay disciplined and stay focused. Catch you guys on whatever I upload next. Peace.